Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. We're going to be breaking down yesterday's 7 game slate from Sunday. It was a really exciting slate, especially of late games, man. The LA Clippers and Hornets game was a monster. It was a doozy, man. It was a really great game. Well, just to tell you, I've got kind of a packed day tomorrow. Got a lot on my schedule for tomorrow. I've got to do a little bit of fixing to the Cadillac that my dad sold me. So it was funny because he sends the caddy down. He's like, "Yo, all you gotta do is take it to get a transmission flush." So I go get the guy to flush the transmission. He's giving me everything I need. My dad sent it in the car. Come to find out, I need a rear differential bushing. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I know it's a part that costs about $100, and the labor on it is a motherfucker. So I'm gonna get that done tomorrow. Then I will be able to ride with heat and air conditioning when I need to. I can put the old Honda to bed for a little while, so I am happy about that. Then, of course, I've got a couple of appointments lined up at the barbershop. I cut hair during the day, and I'm working, closing at the restaurant tomorrow. But that still will not stop me from jumping inside the midday mix, doing all of the research that I have to do to bring to you guys, especially those of you that are in the DFS Sweatshop VIPs on Facebook. And I gotta tell you how beneficial that midday mix is, man. That shit is groundbreaking for me in my DFS game because I really get to chop it up with some of the best minds in the DFS sweatshop and in the DFS community in general. Like today, I came out with a core four that I was pretty excited about. Shared it with the guys, let them know what I was going to be doing, who I was going to be playing, and we talked about some chalk plays and some injury plays, and the core four did not pan out. I didn't get the production that I wanted from everybody in there. But the other plays that we discussed is what saved my night. Being in the group, man, got me on Nick Batum in the late night. Got me on, of course, Chris Paul, who was a Core 4 member. Dame Lillard. So it was a really really great showing as a whole for the DFS Sweatshop, especially in that midday mix, man. That shit is just what we need sometimes, to center us and get us grounded in our roster builds. So shout out to everybody that was able to attend the midday mix. We even extended it to the guys on Twitter. If you're on Twitter and you don't for some reason you have not subscribed to the website, I do let you guys in when I can jump into a midday mix and do it on Twitter. I like to do that as well. So let's go ahead and jump into that. We're gonna jump into that core four review. We're gonna start. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump into that core four review. We're gonna start with a play that I knew was gonna be heavily chalky. I knew a lot of guys were gonna be on him. He started. I think it was third start with the Portland Trailblazers after being traded from the Denver Nuggets. I really felt like he was in a good spot, and that's why I took a shot on Yusuf Nurkic. Now he was 56% owned in my single entry tournaments. Most of my single entry tournaments, he was very high owned. So I kind of figured it would be that way. So if he didn't play as well as I thought he would, then that means I would have been with half of the field, and I wouldn't have had too much to separate my. I wouldn't have to try too hard to separate myself in other spots. So at 5.6K, 56% owned, he went out and brought back a measly, paltry, punk ass 17.5 DraftKings points. Not a great showing from him. Shitty member of the core four. Next guy did very similar. We're talking about John Lure. He was 29% owned in my single entry GPPs. 4.8K was his salary, so he was at a very nice price point, very fair for what he does and what he brings to the table. Normally, he only went out and got 16 DraftKings points, so that was bad. So these guys played first. I had these two guys in my early lineups. So halfway through the slate, I'm like, man, fuck it. My buy-in is dead. I'm not going to make any money. I'm going to lose my complete buy-in. Fuck it. I'm going on to tomorrow. And I was tilting so hard. And this wasn't a regular slate where you would have, a 10:30 game later. You could just tilt real hard and stack some shit in the late slate to try to get your buy-in or get your money back. So I wasn't even able to do that. So I was like extra pissed. So the next guy I'll be talking about is Dame Lillard. I loved him in this spot. Thought he was in a really nice groove. He had just been on a little uptick, so I took a shot on Dame Lillard at 9% owned in most of my GPPs, my single entries. 8.5K was the salary, so he was kind of priced up. He went out and scored 51.5 DraftKings points. That was an excellent showing from you, Dame Lillard. Proud to see another Dame game. And rounding out the core four is going to be a play that I really loved. My favorite play on the slate was Chris Paul, CP3, 20% owned in my single entry GPPs. He was 8.3K, 200 less than Dame Lillard. He went out and scored 56.25 DraftKings points, missed the layup at the end that would have got me some more money. And you know what? With the stuff that we talked about in the midday mix, the plays that we surrounded, that you allowed me to surround with around my core four, those late night hammers, it totally turned my night around. I ended up making money, did not lose my buy-in. I was really glad about that. That was an awesome showing for those late night hammers. The game did go into overtime. We needed that. We were all sweating it out on Twitter together because that's what the family do. So I was very happy about that. So this core four, in theory, at 5x value, would have brought back 136 DraftKings points. Now, altogether, I spent 27.2K on this core four, so it wasn't overly expensive, but I really liked it. At 6x value, it would have brought back 163.2 DraftKings points. Well, what it did was it brought back 141.25 DraftKings points, 5.2x for the core four. Those two other guys really carried Lure and Nurkic in my core four, and I was able to cash despite those guys playing so horribly. So not a horrible showing. Definitely something to build on. You know, we started off Thursday because we didn't have any games this week until Thursday due to the All-Star break. Started off with a 7x core four. Did not have two good core fours Friday and Saturday, but Sunday, this one was just what we needed to hit the cash line running and make it a profitable week. Check another profitable week for us here in the sweatshop. Awesome was there. Let's go ahead and jump into the feature for Players of the Night. These are the four most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS sweatshop, in the Facebook VIP, and as well as on Twitter. We're going to start with the Who That's going all on points over there, Player Tonight. This has got to go to Allen Williams, and I don't know how many times we're going to have to see this before we start paying this attention. When Tyson Chandler is not playing and Alex Len gets to start, this dude, Allen Williams, comes off of the bench behind Alex Len and balls out every fucking time. And this dude at 1% owned. He was in that short two-gamer from the earlier slates at 330 at 1% owned. 3.6K was the salary. He went out and brought you back 48.75 DraftKings points. That was an excellent showing from Allen Williams. And now everybody's going to say, oh, you got to get this dude some time. You got to get this dude some more minutes. He needs to be on the floor. He needs to be on the floor a lot. But when he did get a start, or when he did play, immediately everybody was on him, he shit the bed. So you can never tell with a guy like this. But that was still an awesome showing. And that's why he is the Who Dat, scoring all them points over there, player of the night. The next guy we're going to talk about is the How Did I Miss That Player Tonight. Now, this is somebody that we talked about in the midday mix. I kind of let guys know in 5 games or less, I am usually stacking. But the way this slate set up, the way this 6-game slate set up on the main on DraftKings, it was so stackable. I thought that there were a lot of offenses that you just could have stacked and really got to the cash line. And the Utah offense was one of them that we did talk about. And we talked about Gobert. We talked about Hayward. We talked about George Hill, who I really wasn't very high on. And if you would have stacked Utah, you would have definitely got to the money tonight because those cats balled out. We're talking about Rudy Gobert. How the fuck did I miss that? 14% ownership, 7.1K. Went out and dropped 54 DraftKings points. He had an awesome game, really nice showing, and that's why you are the How Did I Miss That Play of the night. The next guy we're going to talk about is the Heat Check Play tonight. Now, he doesn't have to be the highest salaried guy, the guy that scores the most points. We're talking about the guy that, above all else, just goes out and fucking balled. And at 18% ownership, 8.6K was his salary. We're talking about Blake Griffin, man. He went out and dropped 69.5 DraftKings points, 43 real-life points, a double-double, just went ham. Excellent game. It took a little bit of overtime for him to get it, but before that, he was already in the good. Awesome game, and that is why tonight, salute you, Blake Griffin. You are tonight's Heat Check Play of the Night. Now, I put out a little poll on Twitter and gave you a few options. I was like, yo, who do y'all think should be tonight's Snowflake of the Night? Now, I already had a dude in mind, and it pains me whenever there's a Snowflake that's a part of the core four. That really pains me. But when he's the Snowflake of the Night, that he automatically crosses over to having one motherfucking foot in the sweatshop graveyard. And by an overwhelming 67% of all of the fan votes on Twitter, Yusuf Nurkic, Tonight, you a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass, and I ain't gonna roster your ass again. How the fuck at 56% ownership in my single entry GPPs did you manage to take your sorry ass out there and only bring back 17.5 DraftKings points? Man, you ran off on the motherfucking plug. That's why PJ knocked your motherfucking teeth out. You's a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass, and I ain't gonna roster your bitch ass again. Now let's move on with the rest of the motherfucking show. Snowflake ass motherfucker. Now, what I like to do at this point is just show you my very best DraftKings lineup. And this is a couple of reasons why I do this, to show you that the guys I'm talking about are, in fact, actually the guys that I'm playing. And just so that you can build up that trust to know that if I talk about a guy, I'm going to be playing him. If I say I'm not going to play him, I'm not going to play him. That's just how I get down. So let's go ahead and jump into my very best DraftKings lineups. Here we are. Okay. Now this is a lineup that pull the bitch up. Okay. This lineup right here, we're talking about straight. It wasn't a complete core four lineup. I had a lot of guys in here from that core, but this one was without Dame Lillard because I wanted to get some exposure to Andre Drummond. We all talked about this and how Boston is weak against really good rebounders, and I didn't have Gordon Hayward here. I had, I believe in the utility, I had Lillard. But of course, I had Chris Paul, I had John Lure, I had Yusuf Nurkic. Everybody had Corey Joseph. You kind of had to have him. He was that chalk play there. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to get some exposure to guys in that later game, more guys than Chris Paul. So I had J.J. Redick, Nicholas Batum is in there. Switched out and paid up in the forward spot for Gordon Hayward. And this lineup finished with 281 DraftKings points. This very rarely happens because I'm a multi lineup guy. I might roll out between 5 and 10 lineups. If I feel really really good about my lineups, I'll probably roll 5. If there's some need a need for a little less consistency and more shaking it up, then I'll roll out 10. Well, today I rolled out about 8 lineups, and I felt really good about most of them. But this one was the one I felt the best about, and that's why I entered it into all of my single entries. And 281 DraftKings points, cashed out all my single entries, really saved my night. Was an excellent showing for this lineup. I believe the cash line was right around 275. So if you were able to get there, you were definitely in the green. So let's go ahead now and jump into a very quick recap of last night's games. The reason why we do that is so that we can know where we've been, because we got to know where we've been to know where we're going. So, and plus, I'm a guy that I get to watch every NBA game. I don't know if you have League Pass or not. That's a very good way. This week they were doing it for free, so you were able to watch as many games as you wanted for free. So that was a good thing. But it's not always like that. And I watch every NBA game. I do. I watch every NBA game. So let's go ahead and jump into a quick recap. We're going to start with the first game on today's slate. We're talking about the San Antonio Spurs going to LA to take on the Lakers. This was a blowout. The game was never really entertaining. We saw a few kicks and pushes from guys like Jordan Clarkson, but this game was well at hand, and that's why we didn't see a huge game from a guy like Kawhi Leonard. He really didn't have to show us that much. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to start on the San Antonio Spurs side where Kawhi Leonard played 25 minutes. That was all we needed from him. He had 25 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist while shooting 50% from the field. He had 2 of 7 3-point shots and hit 5 of 6 free throws. LaMarcus Aldridge had 16 and 9 in his 23 minutes, also had an assist while shooting 57% from the field. And Dwayne Dedman, man, we've got to be on the lookout for this guy. This guy's really good. In 20 minutes, he had 11 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Pretty good game there. Paul Gasol off of the bench against his former team, the LA Lakers, had 15 points and 7 rebounds to go with 1 steal and 1 block. Didn't see much else from everybody else. It was an even spread, even showing across the board for everybody else on the team. They didn't have to do much to beat the Lakers. But let's go ahead and check out what the Lakers did on their side. Brandon Ingram had a really nice day scoring the basketball. In 35 minutes, he had 22 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 block while shooting 66% from the field, hit 1 of 4 3-point shots. Saw a pretty decent game from Jordan Clarkson off of the bench, 19 and 2 to go with 2 assists and shooting 50% from the field. D'Angelo Russell played 29 minutes. He had 18 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists. Pretty decent game for him. And man, and Robinson off of the bench, man, had a really nice game. And 16 minutes, he had 9 points, 8 boards, 4 steals, while shooting 57% from the field. And we didn't see much else from anybody. Julius Randle had 12 boards and 4 assists to go at 6 points. Not a great game there from him. He shot 22% from the field, 2 of 9, and he did take 2 3-point shots. Get your ass down there and bang, Julius. Next game we're gonna talk about is the Milwaukee Bucks at home against the Phoenix Suns. Man, this game was pretty entertaining. It was a pretty good game. He had a couple of skirmishes. Guys were really invested emotionally in this game for some reason, and it was a really good one. It came down to the end of the game. We saw a really nice one from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He started off very slow, but we're going to start on the Phoenix side with T.J. Warren, man. Now, with P.J. Tucker out of the mix in Phoenix, we've got to pay more attention to what T.J. Warren brings to the table. This dude can actually play. During the beginning of the season, like, he was a godsend. He stayed around 4 or 5K and always brought you 6X value. Well, as the price went up on him, his play declined. Well, now the price is down, and he's actually picking it up. And with guys like Tyson Chandler not playing, and of course P.J. Tucker being traded, Jared Dudley going through hurt stretches and injuries here and there, we've been seeing a really nice showing from time to time from T.J. Warren. In 39 minutes, he led the team in those. He had 23 points, 5 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, while shooting 78% from the field. Dude hit 11 of 14 shots, hit the 1 3-point shot that he did take, did not get to the free throw line, but an excellent showing from T.J. Warren we saw today. Devin Booker disappointed in his 34 minutes. He had 15 and 4 to go with 3 assists and 1 steal, and so did Eric Bledsoe. With 34 minutes, he had 11 points, 4 boards, and 9 assists. Not a great game there. Also had a couple of steals and a couple of blocks, but shooting 40% from the field and not really going to the basket and getting those hard buckets that we used to see him get. This was a really bad game for him. Allen Williams, we're talking about that guy as the who that scoring on points over there player tonight. In only 33 minutes. This guy got 33 minutes. Alex Len played 14. This dude played 33 minutes. He has 17 points, 15 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block while shooting 53% from the field and hit 3 of 3 of free throw attempts. Really good game there from Allen Williams. Didn't see much from Alex Len in 14 minutes. He had 6 points, 9 boards, and 2 steals. And Marcus Chris, man, he got in foul trouble early. Him and Giannis got into a little skirmish, and it looked like Giannis kind of punked him. He didn't want to play hard the rest of the game. In 16 minutes, he had 8 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Not a great game there from him. On the Milwaukee side, Giannis in 35 minutes had 28 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks while shooting 84% from the field. Dude he had 11 shots out of 13. That was a really nice showing there. Chris Middleton in 28 minutes had 8 and 7 to go with 2 assists. We saw a pretty decent game from Tony Snell, 13 and 3 to go with 2 assists. And Matthew Dellavedova did not score a fucking bucket. He took 6 shots, did not hit any of them, had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Not a great game there. Greg Monroe off of the bench had a really solid game, 14 and 8 to go with 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And we saw a decent game from Malcolm Brogdon in 23 minutes. He had 15 and 7 to go with 2 assists. Pretty good game we saw from Mike Beasley off of the bench. In 22 minutes, he had 17 points, 3 boards, and 2 steals to go with the block. Next game I'm going to talk about, and this is where the DraftKings main slate started, is the Denver Nuggets at home against the Memphis Grizzlies. Thought we would see a little more scoring on the Denver Nuggets side, but it was just not a great game from them, man. And this game was pretty much over before it was. I mean, the scores seemed to be pretty close. It finished at 105-98. But on the Memphis side, why are we seeing this much Chandler Parsons? We saw 20 minutes of Chandler Parsons. Dude did not have a fucking point. Only took 3 shots, 4 boards, 1 assist. Not a great game there. JaMychal Green had 9 and 10 to go with 1 steal in his 27 minutes. And Marc Gasol in 38 minutes had 23, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists to go with the block. We saw a big game off of the bench for Zebo. In 26 minutes, he had 20 and 11 to go with 2 assists there. That was a pretty good game there, shooting 50% from the field. Mike Conley, man, somebody who we liked in the sweatshop. 35 minutes, he had 31 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 56% from the field. He hit 5 of 9 3-point shots. And when Mike Conley is working well from behind the arc, he is a very dangerous guy. Very dangerous guy. Vince Carter in 26 minutes had 6 and 2 to go with 2 assists and 1 steal. Not a great game from him. And on the Denver Nuggets side, Danilo Gallinari, somebody that we were kind of afraid to play. Going up against Tony Allen defense a lot of times, you're scared to roster that guy that Tony Allen's going to be guarding. But, man, in 34 minutes, he had 24 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, 2 steals. Really solid game there. Wilson Chandler in a starting role off of the bench. He jumped into a starting role because Kenneth Faried was injured. He went out in 35 minutes and scored 14 points, grabbed 9 boards, had 6 assists, 1 steal, while shooting 33% from the field. If he has a better day shooting from the field, he has an awesome game. But he did have a decent fantasy game, though. Nikola Jokic, another disappointing game for Nikola Jokic. In 33 minutes, he had 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists to go with 1 steal and 1 block. And what is going on with the Joker, man? Why is this dude just not playing the basketball he had been playing before the All-Star break? We just haven't seen that Jokic game that really had him priced up so high a little bit earlier in the season. Jameer Nelson, in his 31 minutes, had 12 and 2 to go with 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And we saw a pretty decent game from Gary Harris in 33 minutes. He had 19 and 3 to go with 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Pretty decent game there for him. Jamal Murray off of the bench only played 16 minutes, but he did get 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist while shooting 55% from the field. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Washington Wizards at home against the Utah Jazz, man. And the Utah Jazz, when they come to town, man, they actually bring the defense. And this is one of the higher scoring teams in the league, talking about the Washington Wizards, but they were not able to capture that when it came to playing the Utah Jazz. So Gordon Hayward, another nice game for him. 40 minutes he led the team. In minutes he had 30 points, 9 boards, falling 1 rebound, shy of that double-double bonus. He also chipped in 2 assists while shooting 50% from the field, hit 4 of 6 3-point shots. Really nice game there. Derek Favors had a solid game as well. 10 and 7 to go with 4 blocks while shooting 55% from the field. And Rudy Gobert, how did I miss that play tonight? Went out in 36 minutes. He had 15 points, 20 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. And Marcin Gortat just got punked in this game. Just got punked by Rudy Gobert in this game. Rodney Hood, one of my favorite shooting guards in the league, man. A young guy that I really do like. In 26 minutes, he had 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Also had a block. Only shot 28% from the field, but he did hit 2 of 4 3-point shots and hit all 5 of his free throws. We saw a really solid game from George Hill. A game from him that I really didn't expect. In 36 minutes, he had 21 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block, while shooting 53% from the field against John Wall. Pretty good showing there from George Hill. You could have started the fucking starting 5 from the Utah Jazz and been good. On the Washington Wizards side, not a great game we saw from Otto Porter, man. He led the team in minutes playing 40. He had 6 points, 7 boards, 1 assist, and 3 steals. Not a great game there. A very decent game we saw from John Wall. 23 and 3 to go with 11 assists and 4 steals. Bojan Bogdanovic played 33 minutes, and he had 15 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. Not a great game there from him. Brad Beal in 36 minutes had 22 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists, and it just wasn't a great game all around for the Washington Wizards. The next game we're going to talk about is the Toronto Raptors at home against the Portland Trail Blazers. This is where one of our core 4 members was at, the big homie, Dame Lillard. Big game Dame led the team in minutes with 36 minutes. He had 28 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and shot 50% from the field, knocking down 4 of 7 3-point shots and hit 4 of 5 free throws. Pretty good game there. Did not see much from C.J. McCollum in 35 minutes. He had 17 and 3 to go with 1 assist. Not a great game there. Maurice Harkless, man. I was really on Harkless, especially when I thought that we weren't going to see Al-Farouq Aminu. But even though we got the news right before lock that Aminu was going to play, I stuck to my guns, and I still liked Harkless. And in 35 minutes, he had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block, while shooting 77% from the field and knocking down 2 of 3 3-point shots. Pretty good game there. Yusuf Nurkic, the snowflake of the night with your old snowflake ass. In 21 minutes, he had 8 boards, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. A horrible game there from him. Alan Crabb had 9 and 3 to go with an assist in his 31 minutes. And Al-Farouq Aminu, the guy aforementioned, played 29 minutes. He had 13 and 8 to go with 2 assists and 1 block. Pretty good game there from him. On the Toronto Raptors side, big game we saw from Serge Ibaka, man. He double-doubled in 34 minutes, had 18 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. And it's really good to see him active on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe he's in a situation now where he just wants to play in Toronto. Maybe that's the case. Hopefully it is. Jonas Valanciunas, not a horrible game. In 22 minutes, he had 15 and 70 with 1 assist and 1 block. And DeMar DeRozan, with Kyle Lowry out, you know somebody has to pick up the scoring load. You know somebody has to. And I think DeMar DeRozan just, he loves that. He relishes in the opportunity to go out and hoist up so many shots. He had 33 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block while shooting 56% from the field. Did not hit a three-pointer, but he got to the line 16 times, and he converted 15 of those into points. That was an excellent showing going to the basket for DeMar DeRozan. Corey Joseph, 14 and 1 to go with 6 assists and 1 steal. We saw a decent game from him. And the new guy, Delonte Wright, man, in 14 minutes, he had 11 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. And I really thought that, with them trading Terrence Ross, they were going to unleash Norman Powell. But he just has not been playing very well. He only played 11 minutes in this game. He had 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. And P.J. Tucker actually saw 20 minutes. He didn't do much with it. But that's got to let you know something about Norman Powell and how they really just do not want him to be the next guy on the team or the sixth man off of the bench. Like, I thought when they got rid of Terrence Ross, they were doing that for that reason. Clearly, that's not the case. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Detroit Pistons at home against the Boston Celtics. This was a very entertaining game, very good game throughout. We're going to start on the Boston Celtics side, where Jay Crowder, a play that should have been in many more of our lineups. I mean, in 33 minutes, he had 14 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. He only shot 37% from the field, but he hit 7 of 9 free throws and hit 1 of 4 3-point shots. Really good game there. Isaiah Thomas kind of underwhelmed in his 34 minutes. He had 33 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, and 3 steals while shooting 43% from the field and hit 5 of 12 3-point shots. Marcus Smart had 14 and 5 to go with 2 assists and 1 steal in his 31 minutes. And Terry Rozier off of the bench played 17 minutes. He had 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Pretty decent game for him at that price point. Jaylen Brown did get the start in place of Avery Bradley, and he had 13 points, 5 boards, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Not a very great game there from him. On the Detroit side of the ball, we had a Reggie Jackson sighting. Like, I wish they would make up their fucking mind and be like, yo, we love you, Reggie Jackson, or we hate you. Because everybody jumped on Ish Smith because of how much he's been playing and how well he's been playing off of the bench, and how bad Reggie Jackson has been recently. But tonight he was pretty decent. In 33 minutes, he had 17 points, 4 boards, and 6 assists to go with 1 steal. He shot 50% from the field, hit 3 of 5 3-point shots, hit both of his free throws. Pretty good game there. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, he led the Detroit Pistons in scoring. In 36 minutes, he had 18 and 3 to go with 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Pretty decent game there from him. Marcus Morris, a nice one from him. In 37 minutes, he had 16 points, 10 boards, 4 assists, and 1 steal while shooting 33% from the field, hit 2 of 7 3-point shots. John Lure, another guy that snowflaked out in 25 minutes. He only had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist while shooting 36% from the field. And Andre Drummond did get a nice double-double, 17 and 15, but he just did not block shots, did not get very active on the defensive end. He only had 2 steals. He did shoot 61% from the field, but he only took 13 shots. Just not a great game. And what really fucks me up about this is the dude went 1 for 11 from the free throw. This dude hit 9% of free throws in this game. This is horrible. And I think on the year, he's at like 40% from free throw. That's horrible. That's terrible. But they need to stop that hacker Drummond, hacker Shaq, hacker fucking Jordan shit. That shit is whack. If 5 minutes or less left in the quarter, if you intentionally foul somebody, the team should be able to select who shoots their free throws. Because this is fucking ridiculous. It slows the games down. It takes the ball out of the point guard's hands, because as soon as they pass the ball into the point guard, they go ahead and just foul the center and put him on the line. And that's boring basketball. I know it's strategic, but it's just fucking whack. It's just whack. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Oklahoma City Thunder at home against the New Orleans Pelicans. And you know what? Russell Westbrook is a fucking monster, bro. Newsflash. But, I'm not going to be like everybody else to just suck him off and throw all kind of heaps and praises like, oh, you say LeBron James is the best in the league. What about Russell Westbrook? I watch every NBA game, bro. Look at this shit. They don't even defend that dude. They don't even try to defend Russell Westbrook. And I think part of it is because he's so good that they don't see the need to do it. And the team is so bad, they know they can just defend well. against the rest of the team. But I mean, some of these guys' trips to the basket are fucking walks in the park, bro. Nobody's trying to put a body on them. They're not trying to get in front of them. They're just letting them go because they know, yeah, you can score 40 points, grab 11 boards, dish out 11 assists. But guess what? You're still gonna lose. This team is still bad, and that's why this is still a bad team. But he's very exciting to watch. Makes some great plays, but he's not the best player in the league. He's not. He's the most used player in the league. He's not the best. If LeBron set out to do what he's doing, he could do it. It's just LeBron wants to win a championship. Other players in the league wants to win championships. This guy just wants to get all the stats he can because he knows this is a very bad team. So on the New Orleans Pelicans side, saw a really nice game from Anthony Davis, and it was a time again where we thought AD was going to go off for one of those 90-point games. But man, he really slowed down in the second half. Didn't even double-double. In 32 minutes, AD had 38 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Pretty good game there. DeMarcus Cousins in 21 minutes, he fouled out. In only 21 minutes, he had 31 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, while shooting 53% from the field. That was a pretty good game until he fouled out for him. Etuan Moore in 27 minutes had 10 points, 1 rebound, and 4 steals. And one of the candidates for Snowflake of the night was definitely Drew Holiday. In 33 minutes, he had 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. Not a good game for him at all. On the Oklahoma City side, we just talked about Russell Westbrook, and he had a big triple-double, 41 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. He also had 9 turnovers. And that's part of having that much usage, of being the most used guy on the team. You're going to get all the turnovers. He had 9 turnovers in this game. And as long as you're doing things like that, man, I mean, you can't be considered the best player in the league. I have no problem with him being one of the better players in the league, but he's not the best player in the league. Anthony Robinson, in 30 minutes, had 9 points, 6 boards, and 1 steal. He also fouled out of this game, too. And Steven Adams, in 29 minutes, had 13 and 10. Pretty decent there. But Enes Kanter was the value in this game. In 23 minutes, he had 20 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, and 1 steal. And why the fuck are they even starting Domantas Sabonis? The dude only played 8 minutes. He had 4 points, 1 rebound. Kanter is back. Put his ass in the starting lineup. Put the best 5 guys you got on the floor. Maybe you'll have a better chance of winning more games. This is ridiculous. Last game on the slate, and the late night hammer game. This was a true to form late night hammer game. With the Charlotte Hornets going to LA to take on the Clippers. They were at Staples Center. Really nice game we saw from Kemba Walker, man. I was very proud to watch the homie really go at one of the best point guards in the league, the best point guards in league history actually, in Chris Paul. And Kemba did not back down, man. He went out and he fought really hard, leading his team, playing 42 minutes, 34 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Shot 57% from the field, hit 6 of 10 3-point shots. Kemba, nice game, bro. Really nice game there from Kemba. Nick Batum in 43 minutes had 31 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. Also had a block. He shot 50% from the field. And this guy had like 9 points at the half. But he flipped the switch and turned it on and won me all my money back. Woo! Thank you so much, Nick Batum. Really a great game there from him. Frank Kaminsky fouled out, did not get a chance to participate in the overtime. He had 27 minutes, played 16 points, 5 boards, and 4 assists. And MKG also fouled out in his 20 minutes, did not see any overtime. He had 2 points, 6 boards, and 2 assists. We saw a little bit more of Marvin Williams than we normally do. He played 39 minutes, but was not able to parlay that into a solid fantasy showing. He only had 8 points, 6 boards, and 1 assist while shooting 33% from the field. Jeremy Lamb was a very nice surprise off of the bench. He played 36 minutes, had 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Pretty good game there from Jeremy Lamb. On the LA Clippers side, this is where the heat check player tonight comes from, and it is Blake Griffin in 42 minutes. He had 43 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, shot 57% from the field, hit 3 of 4 3-point shots. An excellent game from the heat check player tonight, Blake Griffin. Salute to you again. Luke Mbah a Moute in 34 minutes had 7 and 4 steals to go with block. He is just a defensive player. That is all he is there for. And Chris Paul, damn near triple-double on him, dished out 17 assists, grabbed 9 boards, had 15 points, shot 22% from the field, which was not very good, but he did hit 2 of 6 3-point shots. Really good game there overall for Chris Paul. Just not a great shooting night for him. JJ Redick was hot. He was hot as a Houston hooker on a Friday night. I'm telling you, he was killing it. JJ Redick in the first half, he played 38 minutes for the game, but in the first half, he had 19 points. He was balling. He was balling in the first half. Could not really get it going in the second half. He had 22 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, while shooting 56% from the field. Hit 3 of 7 3-point shots. Hit 1 of 2 free throws. Pretty decent game there we saw from J.J. Redick at his price point. Now that we have recapped last night's games, let's go ahead and take a look ahead to tomorrow. This is where we're going to do our player pricing preview, where we get a chance to look at the specific players, see who we can say, hey man, ain't no way I'm paying for that guy, or damn, I got to get him in my lineups. So let's go ahead and jump into it, man. We're gonna do a little player pricing, breaking that down, looking at who we may want to invest in when it comes to this. And before we do that, we are going to do just a little bit of slate recognition, and I like to do this so that we know, we can know where we want to invest our monies. See if we have a nice turbo slate that we can be a part of. Now we know it's a 7-game slate, starts at 7 o'clock. We've got a 2-game turbo at 7:30. I'm not really a fan of those. We've got a 3-game turbo, a 3-game late at 8:30. So I'm going to tell you now. Stack you something in the 3-game, throw that bitch in the main, see what it do. We also, if you tilt really hard, you just want to get something in, we do have a 9:30 late slate here for you. So let's go ahead and pop this open and really take a look at the players specifically that we're going to be wanting to roster tomorrow. So, all right, we're going to start with, as you can see, you see it here, James Harden is going to be the highest salaried guy on the slate. At 12K, James Harden, 6X. We're talking 72 DraftKings points against one of the worst perimeter defenses in the league, Indiana Pacers, Jeff Teague. I don't have any problem with James Harden tomorrow. I have zero issue with you rostering James Harden tomorrow. I kind of like him, actually. I do. LeBron James is questionable. We're going to have to learn more about that as the day goes on. Of course, they're going to jerk us around because this is the Cleveland media. They're going to jerk us around and not really tell us what's going on until right before lock. But if he does play, it's not really something that I'm very terribly interested in. Dude's coming off a strep throat, probably not going to be feeling well, even if he does play. I think I'm going to pass tomorrow on the King if he does suit up to play. Karl Anthony Towns going up against the Sacramento Kings is kind of like a no-brainer play tomorrow at 10.8. I kind of like him there. Giannis at 10.7. If we don't see LeBron, I really like Giannis a lot more. Kevin Durant. I've seen some reports that said he was going to play. He has that hand issue, or where he sprained his wrist in the last game out. He still had a great game there, but he sat out last time. So at 10K against the Philadelphia 76ers, if he does play, I can see you roster him, but I probably won't have any of him. Steph Curry. I like Steph Curry if we don't see KD. If KD is out, I do like Steph Curry. Kyrie Irving. Normally, I wouldn't want to roster Kyrie Irving. The price is up on him. 9K, that is a lot. That is a lot. And the only way I'm paying that is if LeBron isn't playing. So if LeBron plays, I do not like Kyrie Irving. If LeBron doesn't play, I think you can take a shot on him. DeMar DeRozan at 8.9. That price is still very high. I have to know for sure that we're not going to be seeing Kyle Lowry. If that's the case, then I might give DeMar DeRozan some consideration. Isaiah Thomas, I'm going to tell you right now, I might as well issue a core 3 because Isaiah Thomas is going to be in my lineups tomorrow. 8.7K against the Atlanta Hawks, who are very bad against point guards. Fuck it. He is a lock for me tomorrow. I'm going to have him, I'm probably going to be like 90% Isaiah Thomas tomorrow. I'm telling you that right now. Carmelo Anthony at 8.5K is very, and see, I'm not going to get cute about this shit because there was a point during the season where Kristaps was hurt and Carmelo was killing it. And you know what? If Kristaps is not playing, I'm just going to play Carmelo. I'm just going to do it. I like him at 8.5K. Andrew Wiggins is definitely played 8.2. Kyle Lowry is out. We see that. He's been out indefinitely. We're going to know tomorrow for sure if he's not going to be playing. Hassan Whiteside at 8K going against the Dallas Mavericks is not a player that I'm interested in. Joel Embiid is probably out. Paul George is a no for me at 7.7. Well, let me think about that. I mean, who else is going to do the heavy lifting? If we know we got Patrick Beverley going to be covering, Jeff Teague, and somebody has to do the scoring, and I think Paul George deserves consideration tomorrow. Draymond Green is a no for me. I'm not rostering that motherfucker again. Dario Saric 7.6. That price is up. That price is up. I can't touch it. Then you've got Robert Covington at 7.3. I can't touch him. I just can't. Paul Millsap is in play for me at 7.2 to attack the Boston Celtics rebound in the basketball. Klay Thompson is definitely in play at 7K. Probably the safest place I think you can go if you want to roster Golden State against Philadelphia at home. Dwight Howard at 6.9. I will consider that. Jeff Teague is a no for me at 6.9. I'm not going to be rostering guys against. I'm just not going to be rostering guys against Patrick Beverly defense if I don't have to. I like Goran Dragic at 6.8. Now, it says the second ranked DVP against this point guard position, but that still doesn't mean a lot to me. I still like Goran Dragic. Hernan Gomez at 6.8. If he gets to start, he deserves consideration, but that price is up on him. Dion Waiters is a player that I kind of like at 6.7. Ricky Rubio is at 6.6. I don't really like this too much because I know that you can see some really good defense from Darren Collison. So I'm not too heavy on Ricky Rubio tomorrow. But I think the more I like, I gotta see where Gorgie Jang is. Because if I really like Gorgie Jang's spot, that's gonna determine how much I like Ricky Rubio. Because those guys play very well together. Kristaps is questionable, probably not gonna play tomorrow. Dennis Schroeder is in play at 6.3 because of course we know Isaiah Thomas can't defend anybody. Darren Collison is in play definitely at 6.3. I kind of like Derrick Rose at 6.3 tomorrow. Serge Ibaka, take that back. Lowry's not playing. Corey Joseph is a much better defender than Kyle Lowry. I do not like Derrick Rose at 6.3. I'm good on that. Serge Ibaka is in play at 6.2 against the New York Knicks. Miles Turner is definitely in play at 6.1. I kind of like Harrison Barnes at 6K. James Johnson is a no for me. Al Horford is in play at 5.9. Definitely. If you can get Al Horford under 6K, you might want to play him. Greg Monroe is a no for me going up against that stingy Cleveland front court. J.O. Okafor is a no for me. Tristan Thompson is in play at 5.7. We know if there's any way we can attack Milwaukee, it is in the post. And I think Tristan Thompson has that tenacious center attitude where you get us a cheap double-double for 5.7K. I'm cool with that. Steph Curry is a no for me. Marcus Smart is a player that I kind of like at 5.6. I do not like Dirk. Patrick Beverly, yes, lock him in some of your lineups at 5.5. Gorgie Jang, 5.5. That's a really nice price on him. That would make me like, I would like to pair him and Rubio together. I kind of like that. TJ McConnell is definitely in play at 5.5, going up against a really bad defender in Seth Curry. Avery Bradley is probably going to be out tomorrow. Tim Hardaway Jr. is in play at 5.5, definitely. Lou Williams is in play at 5.4. And this is going to be the tough part about rostering these Houston guys. Who do you play? Because three of these guys are shooting guard eligible. I'm talking Lou Williams. I'm talking about Patrick Beverly is shooting guard eligible, and Gordon. So that's kind of tough. You have to roster those guys with like supreme caution. Clint Capella at 5.4K is definitely in play for me. Tyreek Evans is a no. Jay Crowder, I kind of like him at 5.3. I'm kind of feeling the Boston stack right here. Channing Frye, of course, he's in play. I think if we don't see Kevin Love tomorrow, which we probably will not, Tyler Johnson is a yes at 5.3. I do not like Nerlens Noel tomorrow at 5.3. Trevor Ariza is not in play for me. Mike Beasley is not in play. I don't like Wesley Matthews. Corey Joseph is in play at 5.2, especially if he gets to start. We know that Kyle Lowry is not going to be playing. Kyle O'Quinn at 5.2 is in play for me tomorrow. I would rather take him than take Hernan Gomez. I would rather take Kyle O'Quinn. Willie Cauley-Stein at 5.1K is definitely in play there. The price is still pretty good on him. Yogi Ferrell is a no at 5.1. Eric Gordon, of course, he's in play. This is a play in Ryan Anderson that I really like against the Indiana Pacers tomorrow. I really like Ryan Anderson at 5K. He's going to shoot that deep shot. He's going to play very well, I think. Chris Middleton, it says here that he is out tomorrow. We're going to have to stay abreast of that and keep our eyes on that. Thaddeus Young is not in play for me at 4.9. 4.9 for Jonas Valanciunas against the Knicks. I kind of like that tomorrow. Kyle Korver, if we don't see LeBron, he's in play at 4.8. PJ Tucker, 4.8. I don't like PJ Tucker tomorrow. Kelly Olynyk is somebody who's in play at 4.7. Andre Iguodala, if we know we don't see Kevin Durant, you can look to Iguodala at 4.6. Buddy Hield is a no for me at 4.5. Rashawn Holmes is in play at 4.5. Courtney Lee is a no. Malcolm Brogdon is a no for me. Kent Bazemore is not in play for me. Ersan Ilyasova is a no. DeMarre Carroll, I kind of like DeMarre Carroll because he's going to be seeing coming on effing defense. which is no defense at all. So I kind of like him tomorrow. Monte Ellis at 4K is in play. I love Ty Lawson tomorrow at 4K. I think that's a really solid price on him. Josh Richardson is a no for me. Jaylen Brown is a no for me. Anthony Tolliver is in play at 3.9 for me. Ben McLemore is a no. Jaja, no. CJ Miles, yes, at 3.8. I kind of like him. Costa Kufos is in play at 3.8. That's a very cheap price for him. Brandon Jennings is a no for me. Norman Powell, no. South 3.8. Maybe get some scrub love and scores a little bit. You can look at him for your lineups. Willie Reed is going to be out, so we know we're going to be seeing maybe some Okaro Wright tomorrow. Sean Livingston at 3.7 is not a player that I'm very interested in. Matthew Dellavedova going back to Cleveland. This could be a little revenge narrative, especially if he gets to start there. If we know we're not going to see Chris Middleton, we might see a little bit more minutes for Dellavedova at 3.6K. I don't have a problem taking a shot at that. Derek Williams, if LeBron is out, 3.6K is a very good play there. Amir Johnson, no for me. Shabazz Muhammad, this game could blow out, so Shabazz is going to be in effect at 3.5. Aaron Aflalo is probably out tomorrow. Iman Shumpert, 3.5 is in play for me. J.R. Smith is out. John Henson is a no. Devin Harris is a no. Joakim Noah is questionable, but he probably won't play tomorrow. Montrezl Harrell's not somebody who I really like. Check this guy out. Scal Labadisser, 3.4K. The dude is power forward and center eligible. The Sacramento Kings are trying to figure out what they've got. And I think they've got something with this kid right here. Dude is really good. And at 3.4K, he may be able to come off of the bench and give you 20, 25 DraftKings points. I kind of like Scal Labadisser tomorrow. I kind of like him. Justin Holiday is a no for me. Gerald Henderson is in play at 3.4. Decker 3.3. Kind of, you can play him. Let's go ahead and find that 3K play of the day. The 3K play of the day. Terry Rozier at 3K is somebody who interests me a little bit. Jonas Jerebko kind of interests me a little bit at 3K. Chris Humphries interests me at 3K to attack Boston rebound in the basketball. Rodney Stuckey is an interesting play for me at 3K tomorrow. I kind of like that spot for him. So we've got a few 3K plays that we can look to tomorrow. There's no problem with that. Chris Dunn, 3K. Brandon Rush is still at minimum salary. He's going to be starting 3K. So yeah, we got some 3K plays of the day that we can look to. Yeah, let's go ahead and look back. Pop it. Now that we've recapped, we've went over the core 4 plays. We've talked about our feature 4 plays. We recapped last night's slate. We went through the player pricing, kind of got a good read on our player pool. At this point, the player pool should be working in your head. I know it's in mine already. I'm going to put pen to paper once I finish the show and really hammer out that really solid player pool that I want to get done and get that in spreadsheet form for all of you guys tomorrow. But now we jump into our point total preview. This is where we take everything we've seen here and kind of decide which games we want to invest in. We're going to start in New York in Madison Square Garden, where my New York Knicks will be playing host to the Toronto Raptors. Now, Toronto Raptors on a back-to-back. We saw a lot of energy, a lot of shots go up for Toronto yesterday. Namely, we saw that from DeMar DeRozan against the New York Knicks. There's one spot that you can really attack us. It's going to be on the boards. And that's kind of leaning me towards Ibaka or Valanciunas. I kind of like those guys tomorrow. Now, there's no point total yet for this game because we don't know if Kyle Lowry is going to be playing. There is no point spread. We don't know exactly what the injury news is going to be on him tomorrow, so we've got to stay tuned to that. But a few quick scenarios. If Lowry plays, I don't like anybody in the backcourt from the Toronto Raptors. I don't like DeRozan. I don't like Lowry. I don't like Joseph. I would shift my focus to the front court and rock with either Jonas Valanciunas or Serge Ibaka. Now, for the New York Knicks, if Lowry does play, I kind of like Carmelo a little bit less. I want this game to be a little bit more even because since the New York Knicks are playing a game probably without Kristaps Porzingis, the Toronto Raptors will be playing without Kyle Lowry. I think it becomes the DeMar DeRozan against scoring against Melo scoring show. and I think Melo can really fill it up and have a solid game. He's cheaper, and he's in a really decent spot against DeMarre Carroll, who has not been a very solid defender like he had been last year. Oh, and I do like DeMarre Carroll as well in this game too. I would go to the front court, not the back court, when it comes to the Toronto Raptors. So I like a lot. I like Melo a lot tomorrow. I would rock with Melo. And if I'm going to go to a big in the front court when it comes to the New York Knicks, I will not be fucking with Hernan Gomez. The price is up on him, 6.8K. I'd much rather take the discount and take a shot on Kyle O'Quinn. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Golden State Warriors going to Philadelphia, going to the city of brotherly love to take on the 76ers. We know we're not going to see Joel Embiid. This game is not yet doesn't have a point total or spread yet because there's injury concerns on the Golden State side, of course, with the wrist or hand of Kevin Durant. So this game is kind of tough for me because there's a couple guys that's been playing very well lately who are being priced up, and that price has definitely caught up with their performance. And I don't think that I'm going to have enough room in my roster bills to roster either of these guys. I'm talking about Robert Covington at 7.3, and I'm talking about Dario Saric at 7.6. Like, those guys are way expensive. And if I want to get a piece of this game, which I do, because it's probably going to be a high-paced, up-tempo game, usually the best player on the floor is going to dictate the tempo, and it's going to be, without a doubt, it's going to be Steph Curry tomorrow, or it's going to be Kevin Durant if Kevin Durant plays. And that leads me to think it's going to be a lot of touches, a lot of offensive touches for both teams. And I think that the guy who stands the most to benefit from that on the Philadelphia 76ers side is going to be T.J. McConnell. That's the only place I think I can go safely in this game. Maybe a little bit of Rashawn Holmes for the cheap, but I don't want any part of those two guys that are priced up above 7K. I'm good on those guys. On the Golden State side, if Kevin Durant plays, I think he's definitely in play. But the only guy that I really think I can roster with complete confidence is going to be Klay Thompson. I don't want any 9.9K Curry. I don't want any of that. Maybe some Iguodala if Kevin Durant doesn't play. This is a hard game to gauge. So next game I'm going to talk about is a 214 point total. It's the Atlanta Hawks going to Boston to take on the Celtics. The Celtics on the second leg of that back-to-back. I don't see that being a major issue. Boston's giving up 4 points to the Atlanta Hawks. We know we like to attack the Atlanta Hawks on the point guard level, especially on the perimeter point guard. Definitely we can do that with a guy like Isaiah Thomas. He is priced under 9K. There was a time a couple weeks ago where it was okay that he was priced at 10.4 because he was just torching it and killing it. This is a game that I do see being just close enough into the fourth quarter where we do see Isaiah Thomas. And anytime you can guarantee me some fourth quarter minutes, some solid, meaningful fourth quarter minutes for Isaiah Thomas, I think that makes for a really good fantasy play. So he's going to be in a lot of my lineups tomorrow. I love him tomorrow. Also, I think Al Horford being priced down under 6K is kind of a travesty. I think we can use him tomorrow. He's going to be returning. Well, Atlanta is coming to him. He used to play for the Atlanta Hawks, so I really think that's going to be a solid game and a reason for him to get up and play. Also, Paul Millsap. The reason why Paul Millsap came to Atlanta was because he was friends with Al Horford. So Al Horford brought him to Atlanta and then skipped town and went to Boston. So maybe that's going to make Millsap want to be like, damn, you should have stayed here and I'm going to show you I'm a ball. Maybe that's it. I do like him tomorrow. And, of course, we like to attack the Boston Celtics rebounding the basketball. So I do like Paul Millsap tomorrow. I definitely think that Dennis Schroeder is in play because we know that he doesn't play very good defense. Let's just be real. The dude's too fucking small. IT2 is like 5'5", and he just can't defend very well. So that definitely makes him a defensive liability while he is an offensive presence on the court. I do like Schroeder tomorrow. I think we can look to Tim Hardaway Jr. if he does get a start. I kind of like him at the price point he's at and the spot that he's in. I don't have any problem with that. And I also think on the Boston side, we can definitely look to Marcus Smart. I kind of like Marcus Smart off of the bench in this game. Next game I'm going to talk about is the lowest point total on the slate. It is so low. The Miami Heat going to Dallas to take on the Mavericks. Now, this is a 199.5 point total. The only good thing about this game is the point spread is only 1.5. The Miami Heat are giving up 1.5 points to the Dallas Mavericks, so they are a home dog. I like that. Anytime you got a home dog scenario, you get that home bump. So some guys that we don't think on the outset can play very well just might do that. And we're talking about one guy in particular I kind of like on the Dallas side is going to be Harrison Barnes. I think I was a day late to the party the last time I was on him. He didn't like kill my lineups, but he just didn't crush value what I thought he was going to do. And I kind of see him being able to do that in this game. I really do. A lot of people are going to look to Nerlens Noel going up against the defense of on Whiteside. But I'm going to tell you on the other side, I don't like Whiteside because Nerlens Noel is a really good defender. He's a fantastic defender. And I just don't see Whiteside balling out the way he had been, a lot earlier in the season and the last couple of games that they played. So I don't like Whiteside very much, but I do like Goran Dragic. I think he's in a really solid spot. Some of these DVPs against the point guard position were when Darren Williams were with the team, and let's just face it, man. Do you think Yogi Ferrell can guard fucking Goran Dragic? No. So I do like Dragic tomorrow. I think we can also look to a guy like Dion Waiters. Dion Waiters is in a good spot. Maybe some James Johnson if you have the room on your roster for him. I know he's priced up a little bit, but I think he can be a solid play. I won't have much of him, but maybe you can use him. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Indiana Pacers going to the Houston Rockets. Now this is a 232-point total, which means a lot of people are going to have plays invested. I can guarantee you that out of all of the studs on the slate, James Harden is going to be very high owned, and for good reason, because the Houston Rockets are giving up 10 points. So if they're giving up 10 points in a 232-point total, that means that team's total is well above 100. And if James Harden is scoring all the points, he's at least going to be assisting, getting rebounds, So I like James Harden tomorrow. You can't go wrong, I think, with rostering James Harden tomorrow. I like him. And if some value opens up during the day, you're going to see the ownership on this guy increase and increase and increase and increase. And I have no problem with that. Also, I think you can look to Patrick Beverley at 5.3K. That's a really fair price for him, starting shooting guard for the Houston Rockets. I like Ryan Anderson more than I do Ariza in this game. And I think Capella definitely deserves consideration as well. On the Indiana Pacers side, I'm not going to test Patrick Beverley defense with a guy like Jeff Teague. I'm just not going to do it. I think if I wanted to look for some offense on the Indiana side, I would go to Miles Turner and or Paul George, maybe off of the bench deep as a sleeper, some Rodney Stuckey maybe, or even C.J. Miles could be in play, but just not Jeff Teague for me. The next game I'm going to talk about, and the last game on the slate, the late night hammer game, is a 212.5 point total. It is the Minnesota Timberwolves going to Sacramento to take on the Kings. This is a 212.5 point total, as I already said, and the Minnesota Timberwolves are giving up 5 points to the Sacramento Kings. Now, this Sacramento team is kind of bad, but without Boogie, at least they've been playing together and for each other. And I think these guys can do that tomorrow at home, defending their home court, and kind of make the game competitive enough to where we're going to see a full allotment of minutes for a guy like Andrew Wiggins and a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns. So I like Karl-Anthony Towns in this game. I think he could be a very solid play. Even though he's priced up some, I still like him. I wouldn't have any problem with him being on your roster. We can definitely look to Gorgui Dieng. He's going to be in a really solid spot rebounding the basketball. And when I like Gorgui Dieng, or when I like Ricky Rubio, I like Gorgui Dieng. Or I like Gorgui Dieng, I like Ricky Rubio. So I'm going to have some of those guys tomorrow in my lineups. We can look on the bench for the Minnesota Timberwolves at maybe a guy like Chris Dunn, maybe to back up, play some backup point guard, or Brandon Rush is at minimum salary, but he hasn't done much with that. He's been starting ever since Zach LaVine was ruled out, and he just hasn't been playing very well. Maybe you could look at some Shabazz Muhammad as well at 3.5K. That's not a horrible price for him. On the Sacramento side, Willie Cauley-Stein is going to be in a lot of lineups. This guy should be starting. I don't know why they're bringing him off the bench the way they are. He's clearly better than Costa Koufos. Get this guy in the starting rotation. I do like Lawson a lot tomorrow. At 4K, he's somebody who I really like. And with Aaron Aflalo not being, maybe he's not going to play, that's going to leave some backcourt minutes for ups for grabs for somebody. And I think Darren Collison or Lawson are going to be in play for me. I don't like Buddy Hield very much. Don't like Tyreek Evans very much. I think you could look to Costa Koufos if you have to. If you need to pay down that low to get up to James Harden, I don't have a problem with that. And Scal Labadisea is somebody who I really like. We talked about him at 3.4K. So this has been your DFS Jerusalem, breaking down that slate for you. Man, thank you so much for all the support that I've been getting in the DFS Sweatshop. Shout out to all the other shows, all the other podcasts, all the little indie shows like this one, man, that guys are going out and just trying to help people play better DFS, man. I'm very pleased to be a part of such an awesome community on YouTube, on Twitter, but major shout out to all of the viewers. Thank you so much for everything that you do for me and you do for the show. If you would like to support the show, there's a few ways to do it. You're doing it the purest way right now by giving me your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscriptions. Thank you so much. But if you want to click that box over there that says support the show, do it. It'll show you exactly how to support the show. Also, you can copy some DFS Sweatshop swag. There's going to be a link in the description of this video. It's going to show you exactly where to go. If you wanted to support my personal PayPal, you can do so at simmonsmaurice95@yahoo.com, or you can join the DFS Sweatshop. Go check out the website at www.dfssweatshop.com. That is where you get all of our tips, our tricks, our tutelage to make you a profitable daily fantasy sports player. And it ushers you into the very best Facebook group, DFS Facebook group on Facebook, where I go live just about every day, and we chop up slates and break it down in the midday mix. It is so awesome. You got to be a part of it. So this has been, again, your DFS Jerusalem signing off for tonight. Just want you to know, before you do anything else, the number one thing I want you to do is keep it 300.